Hello and welcome back to the Cheeky Science Show. In this video, we'll consider, could memory editing become mainstream? Do you remember the 21st night of September? Do you remember the lyrics? Or would you want to forget ever hearing the song? Well, I hope the latter isn't the case. But the science of memories continues to be of great interest and has played major roles in a variety of pop culture, whether through memory-enhancing drugs, such as in Limitless, or selected memory removal, such as in Men in Black, or The Incredibles. But whilst love may change the minds of pretenders, can science be used to change the minds of patients? One day, will it be the norm to erase the memory of a bad date, say, or used therapeutically to alter a traumatic experience? But what actually are memories? Are they even a single entity? Although I enjoy the creative representation of memories in the Pixar film Inside Out, as each being collected in glass balls, memories are just not like that. Now, I'm not a neuroscientist expert, but I am still a scientist, and I was curious to investigate this further. So from reading a bunch of literature, mainly from this recent Nature Review article, which you should check out, I will attempt to evaluate whether memory editing could become mainstream. So what are memories? So memory is the glue that holds our mental life together. A strong statement, but it's true. Memory is the process of retaining, reconstructing, and retrieving information that allows us to add meaning to everyday life. But what actually is a memory, and how is it stored? So memories can be split into two categories, declarative and implicit. So declarative memory refers to facts and events, people's names, stuff we actively want to remember. So it includes the items you'd want to learn for an exam. Implicit memory is retention independent of conscious recollection. So that's a kind of fancy phrase. And it basically means it includes perceptual and motor skills. So often people think it includes knowing how to ride a bike. But both these divisions can be further split up. The key point is that different regions of the brain are required for these different types of memory. So neurons present in these different areas are responsible for memory formation. And so memory is the strength of connections and activation of a specific set of neurons that also depends on the changes and patterns of gene expression and protein synthesis. The more active a memory is, the stronger the connections. But memories get lost over time when these connections weaken. And so connections between neurons, otherwise referred to as the synapses, are thus thought to form the basis of memory and depend on the strength and number of connections made between neurons. Neurogenesis, the production of new neurons, may also play a role, but less is known about this at the moment. But the bottom line is, different types of memories can be stored in distinct brain regions. So say we want to alter the memory of an event. Well, the complication is that a single event can include different forms of memory, and therefore they can be encoded in a variety of places and expressed in different ways. So the example given in the review paper is recollection of a car accident. This one event includes episodic memory of when and how the event happened, defensive responses to revisiting the location of the accident, and habitual responses to avoid that area, just to name a few. The point is that editing the memory may require the modification of all of these areas separately, which could be advantageous, allowing specificity to memory editing, but also disadvantageous due to the complications it creates. But how would you even be able to edit specific memories? So one idea for targeting specific memories is to do it when the memory is active, as this may enhance the search process and hence specificity of the editing. Also, if you're going to edit a memory, the memory also needs to have formed. And so based on what is known about memory formation, there are two vulnerable windows where modification could take place: consolidation and reconsolidation. So consolidation refers to the initial storage of a memory, whilst reconsolidation refers to memory restorage after retrieval. So as you can see by the graph, these two different stages have different time frames where they are most labile or most prone to modification. And so targeting after the initial encoding may provide a larger time frame over which to carry out a procedure for memory editing, making it a more desirable option at the moment. But would one of these areas be more effective than the other? Who knows? So what methods of memory modification do we even have? So one method is to mimic or block the effects of hormones. So stress hormones appear to enhance memory consolidation. You may agree that it's easier to remember an emotional event than a neutral one, So by mimicking or blocking this hormonal effect, memory could be strengthened or weakened. The next method is exposure therapy. And so this could be used to learn that a stimulus that was once threatening is now safe. And so this is a form of extinction learning. So what happens is the subject is exposed to what was the threatening stimulus, but with no aversive consequences. So the aversion associated with the memory becomes extinct. But it's not clear if the new memory competes with the old memory or the old memory disappears. Another method is targeted memory reactivation. So this is quite a niche reference, but I distinctly remember watching an episode of My Parents Are Aliens as a kid, where Josh, one of the main kids in the show, played this audio recording whilst he slept to help him remember for a test. So there may be some truth in this, as memory consolidation is thought to involve recurrent reactivations, a process that can still occur when we sleep. So with the right cue, targeted memory reactivation could become an effective strategy to enhance memory formation. Another way to enhance memory formation could be through behavioural tagging. So this doesn't, so to explain it crudely, it's effectively enhancing a memory by tagging it to a stronger neural pathway. So associating it with a memory that's already more active, if that makes any sense. And so the last method I'll tell you about is imagery rescripting. So this involves getting the patient to change the outcome of a traumatic event so that it is now non-traumatic. So the event is effectively rescripted. So one day you may be able to rescript an event so that you came first place in the race instead of second place. Okay, so I haven't gone into too much detail about these different methods, but that is partly because the mechanistic underpinnings are not actually fully understood yet. Moreover, many of the tests conducted so far have been done in animal models, and so translating them to humans would be another major hurdle to face. So, would these methods even be effective in humans? But why would we even want to be able to do this? Well, it would be cool, obviously. But joking aside, there are many valuable clinical applications of memory editing should it become safe, non-invasive, and effective. For example, it could be used to prevent cravings from drugs to high-fat foods, and preventing post-traumatic stress disorder, and also for enhancing education. Well, and for erasing memories of alien encounters, of course. But will it become mainstream? Well, as you may remember from Incredibles 2, if you've seen it, that Dicker refers to memory editing as not being an exact science, mainly due to the issues that he has in specifically altering the memories of interest. He actually erases too much. We can see that in terms of the mechanisms and the methods, we're not there yet. And even if we did get the results that we wanted, we don't exactly understand how or why we made it happen. But with the hype already surrounding memory editing in pulp culture, and the current knowledge that we already have, sure, memory editing could become mainstream. The key question is when.